Leaders have fined the nation's largest health insurance company millions of dollars.
A 4-year investigation into UnitedHealthcare found the company failed to protect patients from unexpected medical charges. And WECT's Ava Brengord talked to leaders with the State Department of Insurance about it today. So what prompted the investigation in the first place, Ava?
Well, John, it all started when the department saw a trend of complaints from UnitedHealthcare members. After a review, the department found members were being charged beyond the standard deductibles and co-payments. Now, the lengthy investigation revealed UnitedHealthcare did not follow its own procedures to protect patients from what's called balance billing, also known as surprise billing, which is the difference between what the providers charge and the amount the insurance company will pay. The report also reveals when members filed complaints, UnitedHealthcare did nothing to attempt to help them with these extra charges.
This is a big deal. We never want an insurance company in North Carolina, health insurance company, to make things harder outside the scope of the law for a patient than what they should be given and what their rights are within the law.
Now, important to note, UnitedHealthcare did not admit to the findings revealed in the report and denied violating any regulations. However, they have agreed to address the violations uncovered in the investigation. In response to WECT's request for comment, a spokesperson with UnitedHealthcare said, quote, "We continue to comply with all state and federal laws, including the Federal No Surprises Act, which protects members from balance billing." John?
Ava, do we have any idea yet where the millions of dollars worth of fines is going to go?
Yeah, John, so it's required by state law that fines collected by state agencies go towards public schools. Now, for more details on this story, you can visit our website right now.
All right, Ava Brengord in the studio tonight. Ava, thanks.